has A, B, and C section. So they'll put your card in the A section, and then they'll start making the job easy on themselves by just putting made plates.
Mm-hmm.
And they run these to the A section, the B section, and the C section. But because inmates were unable to see their trays being made, food was not hot by the time it got to them, the food service started making sure that these carts, hot food carts, were placed in A section to feed A section, placed in B section to feed B section, then placed in C section to feed C section, so that the inmates can witness their trays being made, and they immediately come up to the cells while they're hot. This is what is required back here in Ad Save, and they're not doing it because the staff are so short that they have to perform like kitchen workers up under this one free staff cook. So they have to, they're making their job, they're simplifying their job by the way they're going about it, because if they had to push these carts through each section, each wing, in front of each cell to make these trays, they will be hot, and the inmate will be able to witness this tray being made. And that would make a difference. But in the meantime, the law is not being complied with as far as 2 hots and a cold. We're getting 3 cold meals back here in Ad Save. That's another issue that needs to be addressed, and the warden has a responsibility to furnish Ad Save with enough staff to facilitate this feeding. And then we have the issue with the alarms going off every single day. You have inmates who are going suicidal. You got inmates who issues are, very, very real, and they have it every day. And when these alarms go off, then the staff have to remove the inmate, because all the inmate has to do is say, I'm feeling suicidal. Immediately, the officer has to make that empty his boxers and his socks and stuff, and boxers and T-shirts, and they take him out in handcuffs and take him to whatever facilities where they put him on suicide watch. That means that Ad Save loses 2 staffs who have to escort him down to
Right.
CTC. It's a medical facility. So the building loses 2 staffs. So then the next alarm goes off, and they have to remove an inmate. 2 more staffs have to go, but then they haven't ran yard.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
So the amount of staff that are needed on a day-to-day basis is just to feed, run showers, and run yard. This is diminished every time they have an alarm. But the watch commander does not provide other staff, additional staff, to fill in order to accommodate Ad Save so that Ad Save continues to function. They cancel the morning yard. Yeah, they cancel the morning yard. Then the alarms go off again. They lose another staff, so they cancel the afternoon yard. Now inmates are not receiving yard according to the law, because approximately a minimum of 10.5 hours per week. So you're supposed to go out to the yard for mental health at least 7 days a week for 2.5 hours minimum at least.
Okay.
And when they cancel these yards, there are some inmates who don't receive yard that day. So this is another impact. They start kicking the door and stuff, run the effing yard, run the yard. you know, and then when they don't get yard, they resort to being suicidal. These people are impacting my mental health. They're trying to drive me crazy. They don't want me to breathe. They got me in this cornered cell, and I can't go out and get no fresh air or exercise.
Mm-hmm.
So these are the things that trigger inmates' mental health issues.
Right.
But these triggers are being provided by correctional officers, officials.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
They are the ones facilitating it. They are the ones who are promoting it because of the management and the lack thereof.
Mm-hmm.
These people are not managing these places, and they think that they're going to manage themselves, and they're placing the burden on officers that they have back here who do the best they can. These officers are regular officers. They have rapport with people back here, inmates back, them for their trades, who thank them for getting them to the yard. Thank you, I appreciate the shower. You know, they have reports, so they try to maintain that. As mental health kicks in, there's no more thank yous and pleases. There's no more I appreciate that. It's MF. Where's my MF food? What about the MF yard?
You went out. Okay, we're back. So you were saying there's a difference between that same inmate when that mental health stuff kick in, then there's a shift that happens. Right. Okay. Right. Yeah, go ahead.
And it's, you know, and I'm sorry, it's like inmates who are treated, you know, they become more human, you know, it's less so. And you can tell that they have issues because their inabilities to maintain and control their actions, and their demeanors, and their behaviors, and their attitudes, and you know, a lot of them are they're classified back here. Certain staff who are experienced to them and treat them. They don't yell at them. You know, they don't yell at the regular officers who are back here on a normal basis. They don't inmates. They don't disrespect these inmates. They do everything in their power to accommodate them because this is what is required of the job. But if you let the warden tell it, it's like, you know, you're sucking up to these inmates, you know what I'm saying? You're not hard enough.
Yeah.
It's like a slave master mentality where you need to break them.
Yeah, but they already broke because they got mental health issues. You know what I'm saying? They already have issues. They already have things. So why would you try to make that worse? So we don't have a lot of time left, but I just wanted to say this. So the main problem, the biggest problem that you all have out there is the short, not having enough staff, a shortage of staff. And the other, and the other part is the overall running of the institution, how it's set up. So if those things change, then you could have a better outcome. And I agree, because if you don't have enough staff, you just don't have enough staff. And usually, I was talking to someone at High Desert, and they were saying, you know, it seemed like a lot of the staff wasn't there around, I guess, Thanksgiving, as people didn't come to work or whatever. And so they had shut them down pretty much, like a lockdown, you know. They gave them a reason, but from what they were saying, they think it was because there wasn't a lot of staff there. So, yeah, that is a problem. That's a problem.
Not only a problem, it's a regular part of the process of Pelican Bay, High Desert, Salinas State Prison. You know, they lack staff, and because of the lack of staff, they shut the program down, and they'll say there's no program, staff shortage, and they use that where as a final determination, as opposed to putting forth an effort to utilize the staff that you do have to run the yard, prison population, and then maybe later on in the they don't use alternative means.
Right.
They just make it to where because there's a shortage of staff, the other staff are sit out in their little break rooms where the officers just shift and get paid, giggling and playing with the women and doing all that stuff, and they're getting paid. They're getting paid to do nothing, and then the officers get so complacent that they have the nerve when it's time to work.
Right.
They got some that just complain in the general population that when they're told what they're going to do, they snap their lips and they pout and they just huff and puff and go across the yard and talk to the enemy like, come on, man, you guys need to hurry up. And, they just come off with this attitude like they're actually allergic to working, showing the benefits.
Right. Yeah. I know a lot of people like that. Okay, we only have a couple of minutes, so give me some of your final wrap-ups so we can close this session.
Okay, well, I believe that a lot of improvement can be done, with management. I believe that High Desert State Prison personally is being mismanaged, and I believe that if they were really concerned with provide services, that facilitate normal operations, because normal operations is what a fully equipped staff prison facilitates to be able to be released in the yard, to have breakfast, to be able to go to work.
Yeah.
Canteen, etc., all line there, etc., and on a day-to-day basis as it's supposed to be, and as long as you are short of staff or lack the managerial staff, the people who are empowered to facilitate programming, as long as you lack that, you can have nothing but warehousing of inmates, and that's what's going on here. Inmates don't do enough paperwork on it because there seems to be, a catering between inmates and staff here. Sitting around circle around with the program. It needs to be addressed.
Yes.
The prison needs to be shut down because it's actually a condemned to facilitate normal operations is supposed to be being condemned because that means you're just warehousing inmates in sardine cans and they're just sitting in the same things that are supposed to be constitutionally provided.
All right.
So I think that.
Yeah. So we're going to close this segment, and thank you, Clarence, once again. We will check on you the next time. We're going to continue our conversations until somebody make a change. See you next time.